All right, let us now go through this question right here. It says, Layla takes out a personal loan to pay for a new computer. She borrows $1,600 that attracts compound interest at a rate of 12% per annum, compounding monthly. She will repay the loan with 6 monthly repayments of $276. Let B of n equal the balance of the loan after n payments. Write down a recursion relation to model this loan. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using this model of a recursion relation for a reducing balance loan to create it down here. The first easy thing to do is to put our B of 0, so that's how much the loan initially was, and it was $1,600. Then I'm going to go B of n plus 1 is equal to. Now, if we come back here for a moment, you can see what I need to find now is my R. And my R represents, as you can see here, the interest being charged. And this is the formula that we use for it. It's exactly the same formula that we've seen previously. So let's come down here and see if we can create it. I might do it up here. So let's give it a crack. I'm going to say that R is equal to 1 plus, and then my little r will be this, 12. Then I divide it by, now it's monthly. So monthly means 12. So it'll be 12 divided by 12. And then I divide the whole thing by 100. So that's going to end up being 1 plus 1 on 100, isn't it? Because 12 divided by 12 is 1. That means you're going to end up with 1.01. You could have just chucked the whole thing into your calculator if you wanted to, but that's what you're doing. So that means I'm going to go 1.01 times by B of n. Now, what we have to also add here is the fact that we're making a repayment as well. So we're going to subtract D, where D is the amount, the repayment amount. Well, I'm told that I'm going to make a repayment every month of $276. So I'm going to subtract $276. Before we move on, let's just talk about each of these things because it's important that we understand it. $1,600, that's how much the loan was initially. Every month, they're charging me 1% interest on that loan, and I am paying off every month $276 of that loan. So every month, the interest that is being charged is 1%, but I'm paying off $276 every month as well. All right, let's now move on to the next part here. Let's get our highlighter out. It says use the recurrent relation. That means we have to show our working to determine how much Layla will still owe after 3 months, after 3 repayments, that is. Okie dokes, so we're going to go, we start with B of 0, and that was $1,600. Then B of 1, I'm going to go 1.01 times by 1,600, then subtract 276. To do that on my calculator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1600 enter times 1.01, and then I'm going to subtract 276. Then I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to end up with 1340. Then I'm going to figure out B2. All right, so for B2, that means I'm going to end up with 1.01 times, now this time it will be 1340 because you take the previous one and I subtract 276. I just hit enter on my CAS to get the next one, so it'll be 1077.40. And then to get the third month, because remember first, second, third, it's going to be 1.01. So again, I'm being charged 1% interest on 1077.40. Then I'm minusing 276. And that's going to leave me with 812.174. Therefore, she owes, after 3 months, $812 and, oh, now I'm going to have to round this. It'll be 17 cents. And that is how you answer that question. Really, really important before we move on. The fact that it says use the recurrent relation means that you need to show this working here. If you don't show it, you will lose marks. Hopefully that made sense. And let's now move on to the next one.